Hello everyone. This is Dr. Vidya Gavande, lecturer, Department of Pharmacy, Government Polytechnic Amravati. Today we will going to discuss regarding denaturation of proteins. What is the meaning of denaturation? What are the agents required for denaturation, characteristic, coagulation, flocculation? So we will see one by one. Learning outcome of this video. After completion of this video, student will be able to explain denaturation, precipitation, coagulation. Student will be able to differentiate between denaturation, precipitation and coagulation processes. Now, what is the meaning of denaturation? Denaturation means the disorganization of native protein structure. It means the disruption of the structural pattern of protein due to cleavage of non-covalent bonds. This happens due to exposure to heat, ultraviolet light, high pressure, organic solvents, acids or alkalis, etc. There is disruption of secondary, tertiary and quaternary structure of protein. On the other hand, there is no change in primary structure of protein. This involves a change in physical, chemical and biological properties of protein molecules due to denaturation. Next is coagulation. Coagulation means the flocculation and separation of protein particles from an aqueous solution. Denaturation can be reversible or irreversible. Irreversible denaturation results in coagulation. Next is flocculation or precipitation. Flocculation is the process of protein precipitation at isoelectric pH. We know very well that what is isoelectric pH. Isoelectric pH is the pH at which net charge of protein or amino acid is 0. And whenever the protein solution brings at its isoelectric pH, it got precipitated and the process is called as flocculation. Next is what are the agents of denaturation. We will see the description regarding denaturation, coagulation and flocculation one by one in detail. Now, firstly, denaturation. We have to concentrate on what are the agents of denaturation. There are two types of agents for denaturation. Physical agents are heat, violent shaking, X-rays or UV radiation. When the particular protein solution is exposed to very high temperature or vigorously shaked or violently shaken or exposed to X-rays or UV radiation, it got denatured. Then chemical agents. When protein solution is treated with acids, whether dilute or stronger acid, alkalis, whether dilute or stronger, or get treated with organic solvents or heavy metal salts or urea or salicylates or detergents, it get denatured. Next is what are the characteristics of denaturation. First, an important characteristic of denaturation, that is primary structure remains intact. We know very well what is the primary structure of proteins. The sequence of amino acids is nothing but primary structure of proteins. Every single protein consisting of many number of amino acids, and that's why we call proteins as polymers of amino acids. So in each protein, it has specified number and fixed sequence of amino acids. That refers to primary structure of proteins. So there is no change in primary structure, means there is no change in sequence of amino acids in that particular protein after denaturation. Its primary structure remains intact. Next is denaturation, usually irreversible, but sometimes it's reversible, and the reversible denaturation is called as renaturation. Example is hemoglobin undergoes denaturation in the presence of salicylate. By removal of salicylate, hemoglobin is renatured. Another example is ribonuclease denatures on exposure to heat but come back to its native conformation when temperature is lowered. Another example, the treatment of ribonuclease with urea and mercaptoethanol denatures with its tertiary structure due to breakdown of disulfide linkage and uncoiling of polypeptide chains. But the same denatured protein on slow reoxidation with urea is converted into its native original tertiary structure. Next point is denatured protein can't be crystallized. Next is denatured protein easily digested. This is due to increased exposure of peptide bonds to enzymes. Cooking causes protein denaturation and therefore cooked protein is more easily digested. Further, the denaturation of dietary protein by gastric HCl enhances protein digestion by pepsin. Next is denaturation is associated with increase in ionizable and sulfhydryl groups of protein. This is due to loss of hydrogen and disulfide bonds. Next is what are the changes of protein after denaturation? Its solubility decreases. Then viscosity increases. You know very well what is viscosity. Viscosity is the property of resistance to flow. As after denaturation, the consistency of that particular protein solution alters and it becomes dense and thick. Definitely it becomes viscous and its viscosity increases. Surface tension altered. You know very well what is the meaning of surface tension. The surface tension is the tension at surface layer of liquid by attraction of particles of bulk of liquid which tends to minimize surface area. So surface tension is also altered after denaturation. There is decreased activity of enzymes. We know that proteins are enzymes. Enzymes are proteinous in nature. Hormones are also proteinous in nature. Immunoglobulins or antibodies are also proteinous in nature. So their corresponding activity decreases due to denaturation. Next is coagulation. The steps of coagulation include initial denaturation, converting protein into metaprotein. We know that what are metaproteins? Metaproteins are the second stage products of protein hydrolysis, which are obtained by treatment with slightly stronger acids and alkalis. And respectively they are called as acid or alkali metaproteins. So again addition of acid, alkali or neutral salt brings the reaction or brings the particular protein solution or metaprotein solution to isoelectric point or isoelectric pH, which leads to precipitation of metaprotein. Again, additionally, when heat is applied to this precipitate, it matted together to form an insoluble mass and which is called as coagulum. We know that coagulation is irreversible. And again, coagulation is optimum and requires lowest temperature at isoelectric pH. Examples: albumins and globulins are coagulable proteins. Globulin is lesser extent coagulable protein. Albumin is highly coagulable protein. And therefore, heat coagulation test is commonly used to detect the presence of albumin in urine. Next is flocculation. Flocculation is process of protein precipitation at isoelectric pH. The precipitate is referred to as flocculum. At isoelectric pH, the positive and negative charges balances and therefore it results into clumping together of denatured metaprotein due to predominant attractive forces exist between them and thus charges get neutralized. The precipitate can be dissolved by sufficient acid or alkali so as to alter the pH value either above or below isoelectric pH and thus flocculation can be reversible. On the other hand, if we apply heat, on the application of heat, the flocculum can be converted into irreversible mass that is called as coagulum. Example, casein which is present in milk can be easily precipitated when adjusted to isoelectric pH value 4.6 by dilute acetic acid. Apart from this, there are some examples of denaturation additionally. That is, heat treatment of trypsin results in loss of biological activity. Monelin is a dimeric protein. It has sweet taste, but on denaturation, the sweet taste is lost. Another example and some biomedical importance of denaturation also there, that is the use of surgical spirit, which is nothing but about 20% of alcohol. The use of surgical spirit as a disinfectant is based on the precipitation of proteins and death of bacteria. Again, these properties of denaturation are exploited for the separation of serum proteins from the other compounds of clinical importance. Again, additionally, denaturation knowledge is required when activities of enzymes in biological fluids like blood are measured for diagnosis. Purification of protein from mixture of proteins also needs denaturation properties. Again, lead poisoning cases are treated with egg white to decrease toxicity of lead in the body. Again, for the estimation of glucose, uric acid and drugs of blood, the protein of blood is removed as precipitate being formed by denaturation. Denaturation is used to know the enzyme catalyzed reaction of an extract at the loss of enzyme activity. These are certain references which I have used to take points. I hope you understood very well. Thank you very much.